What is a champion? The miserable pile of pixels.
What's up, summoners? This is Hepodix and welcome to my top 10 champions for December 2014. Now that the new Summoners Rift has been around for a while, as well as patch 4.21 just came out, it's been quite a hassle with many new changes around. Also, this has been affecting LoL replay, the program I use to get the LoL footage, as some replays aren't working and are still causing those stupid box splats. But even despite that, I won't be giving out so easily, as I got you some great picks coming up for the Summoners Rift. Hope you enjoy the video. Azir is the first middle lane selection in this list, as due to the recent popularity and those changes in both 4.20 and 4.21 patches, he's been on the spot without a doubt. First of all, the patch 4.20 changes gave Azir quite fair buffs to his Conquering Sands and Shifting Sand abilities, but the Rise got small nerf at the same time, which is kinda minor though. 4.21 patch consists a bunch of bug fixes which should make the experience even smoother, as I think these both patch changes and just the fact how viable Azir can be within right hands combines one extremely viable middle lane champion to play as. Riven is back for some top lane madness, as I've seen her now being picked very often and resolving the games for total destruction. And you would think that she got buffs, but actually there is no changes in the two patches. Instead, I think because of so many other champions have been tweaked recently, that Riven's kinda taking the comeback because of that, and also the fact how easily you can snowball with her and just wreck anyone seals the deal completely. Graves is my first choice for this month's AD carry selection, as I've had a personal marathon going on with this one and I gotta say he's quite awesome marksman to pick and play. Graves' strength lies within that burst oriented combo he can pull off with buckshot and collateral damage, but he can also kite very well with his quick draw. Also, that smoke screen can be very useful in many situations, as the passive True Grit balances out with its nice combat sustain point. Also, there are no recent patch notes for Graves, as many other marksmen have been tweaked more or less, which also affects the Graves' viability within the ADC bunch. Janna is gonna stay, and for good, as the first support choice, as she's just excellent champion to go with. As there are no recent patch notes in sight, her abilities together are very versatile in both offensive and defensive gameplay, and the highlight is definitely her Shield Eye of the Storm, that is just outrageous boost for any marksman, plus that extra attack damage for the shield when scaling ability power is just insane. Also, with her other amazing support tools combined, Janna has definitely become one of the strongest supports to go with. Pantheon is one of those picks that has gotten major attention, especially now in the Preseason 5, as during the 420 patch you could even solo the dragon at early levels, which was just ridiculously OP. Luckily though, in the patch 4.21, Riot adjusted dragon by changing the fireball attack to spell form, so Pantheon cannot abuse his passive anymore. And also dragon will finish the attack, so you can't juggle with the aggro either. Pantheon also got small nerf to his base attack speed, which is just small compensation to his jungler presence, but despite the backlash I still think Pantheon is one scary jungler with terrifying burst output and amazing ganks put together. Irelia is another excellent top lane selection, because she's been constantly appearing for now, plus she's very competitive champion too. Irelia hasn't got any recent patch changes either, as her presence is very scary and can outcome great in 1 vs 1 situations, mostly because of hit and style due to its massive sustain and true damage potential. She can also dash the targets with Blade Surge, which is a lot of fun. Equilibrium Strike lets you stun or slow depending on enemy's HP, and Transcendent Blades is a nice cleanup tool to the mix. Also, Irelia's passive Ionian Fervor is quite amazing with its built-in tenacity that increases when there are more enemy champions around. With her amazing presence for now being, I can also conclude that Jax, Gnar, Maokai and Lissandra are great top lane picks for now. Warwick is the second jungler in this list, and oh boy, he's been on the spot since Preseason 5 because of the jungle changes that happened. Warwick's strength comes from that insane sustain he has in the jungle, as you can be there long periods of time while you're nowhere close to dying. He can also gank lane successfully with his Infinity Duress, which will guarantee kills most of the time. However, Warwick got nerfs in both 4.20 and 4.21 patches, which increased the ultimate's cooldown and reduced the base damage too, plus Hunter's Call now only lasts 6 seconds. These changes are understandable because Warwick was kinda overwhelming at the jungle peak, and despite the nerfs, he is still quite the jungler. Aside Warwick and Pantheon, there are also other good jungle champions for now, such as Rammus, Jarvan, Lucian, Kha'Zix and Shaco. Morgana has made the comeback to the support zone, and that is no surprise because many summoners got the Victorious skin, plus that she is super viable too. Morgana provides great crowd control with her Dark Binding and Soul Shackles, plus the highlight is absolutely Black Shield that will deny any sort of magic damage spell coming at you or your ally. She also sustains pretty okay because of the Spell Vamp passive and Tormented Soil that wraps up as a nice AoE spell combined. There are no recent patch notes for Morgana either, so she's safe from those nerfs for now. I also think that couple other viable choices for support will be Thresh, Nami, Braum, Leona and Blitzcrank. Lucian is the second AD carry selection, as I've been talking about him many times now, but he still ends up being one of the best, no doubt. In the patch 4.21, Lucian got nerfs to his Light Slinger passive, as the duration is halved to 3 seconds and AD ratio adjusted across the levels. This will definitely hurt his laning phase and early dominance around, but still, despite the nerf, I can conclude that he is still one of the best marksmen when executed correctly. With these changes around, I can also conclude that Ezreal, Vayne, Twitch, Tristana and Riven are also amazing and viable ADC selections to go with too. Zed is, in my opinion, the most viable mid lane champion for now, an intense assassin to go and play as. His burst output is just remarkable, as you assault in and within few seconds your target is dead and you'll be running wild and free with the built-in mobility he has. He didn't even get any nerfs in the Preseason 5 patches, which even raises the question more why he isn't balanced yet, but I'm sure there will be some changes in the future. With this information in my hands, I can also say that Yasuo, Ahri, Syndra and Talon are very viable mid picks for now. Okay, so that sums up the top 10 champions for December 2K14, hope you enjoyed. Please hit thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, give it a subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't yet for my new weekly LoL and other gaming videos to come. My name is Hepodix and have a nice day.